Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome back. Okay. Am I audible everyone? जल्दी से बताओ chat box में. Okay, let's continue with the tropic movements. सही है? We were studying tropic movements. Okay, and we reached hydrotropism. What is hydrotropism? Here, the roots grow towards the water. सही है? So here the root system, as we can see here in the diagram, it is moving towards the source of water. So roots are positively hydrotrophic. But the shoot system, the stem, do not grow towards water. So the shoot system will be negatively hydrotrophic. Your water is the stimulus and plant parts are responding towards this stimulus in a definite manner. The root system is responding and growing towards the presence of light, stimulus of light. Wherever water is present, the roots will grow in that particular direction. So, when the plants, okay, or the plant parts, like here in this case root, is growing with respect to the stimulus of water, this growth dependent movement is known as hydrotropism. Hydro for water and we have the tropic movement, that is growth dependent movement. Okay. So let's see the next type now, that is chemotropism. Okay. देखो अभी तक हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा है? Phototropism, next gravitropism, third hydrotropism, and now we are studying the fourth type, that is chemotropism. Okay, again very easy to understand. Okay, so here you can see diagram of a complete flower, a bisexual flower. Okay, it has four balls. As you can see, these green things here, right? ये क्या है? These are the calyx, okay, sepals, right? ये पूरा जो ball है, this. Can you see here, everyone in the diagram? This one. Here, these green parts. Okay, these are individually sepals and collectively all are called calyx. Then we have this second ball made up of petals. Collectively, it is the corolla. Okay. When we will study reproduction chapter, we will discuss about flower structure in detail. Okay. अभी के लिए हमें chemotropism क्या है ये अच्छे से समझना है. Then we have the androecium and these are the individual units, the stamens. And the innermost wall of the flower is basically the gynoecium. And here you can see it has three parts. This basal swollen region called ovary. Then you have this long tube-like structure. सही है? दिख रहा है सबको? Long tube-like structure. This green tube. सही है? This is the style. And this ending part, this is the stigma. So pollen grain, which contains the male gametes, is received by this stigma, this particular ending or terminal structure. This receives the pollen grain. And there are certain sweet chemicals which are secreted by the ovary. Okay, ovary will release some chemicals. The pollen grain which is received by the stigma will grow a tube-like structure called pollen tube. And this tube grows in the attraction of these chemicals released by the ovary. So this will be again a classic example of chemotropic movement. Okay. So let's try to understand. It is the movement of plant part in response to certain chemicals. For example, as you can see, ये देखो diagram में दिख रहा है, pollen grains are released by the stigma, right? Next, observe carefully. Chemicals which are secreted from the ovules, okay? These tiny structures, circles, these are the ovules which are present in the ovary. So here, chemicals are released, okay? A tube-like structure, can you see? ये वापस देखो एक बार. A tube-like structure grows, which is known as pollen tube. So pollen tube generates from the stigma towards the ovule because ovules inside the ovary have released the chemicals. So in response to these chemicals released by the ovary, a thin tube-like structure called pollen tube is grown. Now, here there is growth involved. Yes. In attraction to chemicals. Yes. So this type of tropic movement is called chemotropism. Okay. क्या यहाँ पे आप सब लोग देख सकते हैं ये पोलन ग्रेन्स है और यहाँ पे थिन ट्यूब ग्रो हो रही है. सही है. Which will enter inside the ovules of the ovary. Clear? So growth of pollen tube towards the ovules present in the ovary will be example of chemotropism. Okay. So far we have studied growth independent and growth dependent movements. In growth dependent movements, which are also called tropic movements, we have studied 4 types. What are the 4 types? Phototropism, gravitropism, hydrotropism and chemotropism. Is it clear everyone? Yes, जल्दी से बताओ चैट बॉक्स में क्या ये चारों टाइप्स सबको क्लियर है? Phototropism, gravitropism, hydrotropism and chemotropism. Yes everyone. Very good. Okay. चलो मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल दूंगी, आपको बताना है किस ट्रॉपिक मूवमेंट का टाइप है. ठीक है. ट्रॉपिज्म कौन सा ये बताना है. 4 ऑप्शंस है आपके. फोटो, ग्रेवी, हाइड्रो एंड कीमो. ओके. इन चारों में से मैं एक एग्जांपल बताऊंगी, वो कौन से टाइप का ट्रॉपिज्म है ये आपको बताना है. ठीक है. चलो सिंपल. बेंडिंग ऑफ द शूट टुवर्ड्स द light source. Bending of shoot, that is bending of the stem towards the light source. What type of tropic movement is this? Phototropic, gravitropic, hydrotropic or chemotropic? Very good. This is phototropic movement. Okay. And always remember all these tropic movements, charo types, this involves growth. Okay, this involves growth. Okay, तो ये सारे growth dependent movements. Okay. So example जैसे अभी हमने पढ़ा है chemotropism में the growth of pollen tube towards the ovules present inside the ovary. Okay. So for different movements in plants, proper coordination and overall growth of the plant, maturation and development of the plant body requires certain chemicals. These chemicals which coordinate various activities in plants, not only plant movements, okay, but other activities in the plants. These chemicals are known as hormones. Okay, these are like some chemical messengers. They will bring about some specific changes in different parts of the plant as per the plant need. So now let's discuss some of the hormones present in plants and their functions. Okay. So the hormones in plants are also known as plant growth regulators, PGR. Okay. Plant growth regulators. They are also simply called plant hormones or phytohormones. Okay, देखो कौन से नाम से. Yes, the chemicals which regulate the plant movements and in general all the activities are the hormones, right? These are chemical messengers. What are all the alternative names? Plant hormones, phytohormones and plant growth regulators, that is PGRs. Okay, so now let's see the various types. So as per your syllabus, okay, as per your textbook, we mainly have 4 different types of plant hormones. There is actually one more type, okay, जिसको हम definitely पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है, but पहले हम 4 main जो types है ये देख लेते हैं. So first we have Auxin and we have studied the role of Auxin in plant movements. Remember, during the phototropic movement, as the shoot system bends towards the light source, What is happening here? Auxin, being sensitive to light, moves in the shaded region, causes cell elongation, and this unequal growth leads to bending of the shoot towards the sunlight. So here itself we have studied one role of auxin. It helps in cell elongation, it helps in phototropism, it helps in growth of the plant. Okay. So the first hormone, the first plant hormone is auxin. Second, we have gibberellins. Third, we have cytokinins. Fourth, we have abscisic acid. ये चार hormones है. Auxin, gibberellins, cytokinin and abscisic acid. याद रहेंगे नाम सबको, चार नाम याद रखने हैं सबको. 4 hormones: auxin, gibberellins, cytokinin and abscisic acid. Abscisic acid को हम शॉर्ट में ABA ऐसा भी लिख सकते हैं. क्या लिख सकते हैं? ABA. याद रहेगा सबको? Very good. Okay. So let's see next now. Role of each hormone. So auxin helps the shoot cell, okay, the stem cell to grow longer. That means it helps in cell elongation. इसका काम क्या होता है? Cell elongation, which we have studied in phototropism also, right? Clear everyone? Yes. So here you can see in the diagram we have a potted plant and there is unidirectional light coming. So light सिर्फ एक ही direction से मिल रही है. Let's say this direction. So you can see how these shoots are bending towards the light source. Why bending towards the light source? To capture more light for photosynthesis. So what is the function of auxin? It helps the stem cells or the shoot cells to grow longer. So in short, it helps in cell elongation. So this cell elongation leads to bending of the stem. Clear everyone? Apart from this, auxins in general help in growth of the plant. Okay, it will also induce formation of roots if you have a stem cutting. Okay, right? So there are basically different methods to propagate plants, to grow new plants, okay, artificially. So if you have a stem cutting, okay, you have a small twig, and if you want to induce root formation, नए roots बनने चाहिए stem में, then you will apply auxin. Auxins will promote root formation. Okay, so in general they help in growth of the plants also. Next we have gibberellins. Second type कौन सा है? Gibberellins. These are also growth promoting hormone. ये क्या है? Growth promoting hormone. अब यहाँ पे देखो. Here you can see a stem. Can you see? ये stem है. Now on every stem, okay, there is basically such lines which you can see. ऐसे lines दिखाई देते हैं ना? These are nodes. ये क्या होते हैं? Nodes. Okay, ये देखो ये ऐसे lines है ना? ये nodes है. और ये जो बीच वाला region है, this region, this is known as internode. इसे क्या बोलेंगे हम? Internode. Is it clear? Region between two nodes is called internode. So when a stem elongates, that means this internode, this length of the internode will increase. Okay. So here you can see a part of this huge stem. As the gibberellins are produced in more quantities, this will result in elongation of the stem. So gibberellins will act on the stem and they will lead to elongation. Okay, इस diagram में देखो stem elongate हो गया, दिख रहा है सबको? एक पीछे जाते ये देखो, दिख रहा है? ये original था stem. अब देखो, due to action of gibberellins, the stem elongated. The distance or basically the length of internode is increased. Okay, so what is the function of gibberellins? Gibberellins help in stem elongation. They help in growth of stem. Third hormone, cytokinin. Okay, so we can basically correlate this word with another term, that is cytokinesis. Okay, it refers to the division of cell. So what will be the function of cytokinins? This hormone will promote cell division. Okay, they will promote, the hormones will promote cell division. Is it clear? So as they are promoting cell division, they will help in plant movements and also in overall growth of the plant. Okay. So if you have single cell in one particular part, due to rapid cell division, you will have 2, then 4, then 8 and so on. The cells will keep on dividing. So what is the function of cytokinin? It promotes cell division. Okay. So due to growth, we can see here the flowers grow, they bloom, the plant grows, right? New cells are added in the plant body. Chalo. Now the fourth hormone, abscisic acid, ABA. अब देखो अभी तक इससे पहले हमने जो भी हार्मोन्स पढ़े हुए हैं, ऑक्सिन, जिबरेलिन्स एंड साइटोकाइनिन, all these three hormones were growth promoting. Now definitely we should have some or some chemical in the plant which will inhibit the growth of plant. It should not be like cells are only, dividing, only growing, only elongating. Right? Yes, there should be a control over the cell division and overall growth process also. So we have the abscisic acid. It inhibits the growth and leads to wilting of leaves. Okay, wilting मतलब यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? Water loss होगा and the leaves will shrink. ये important point है, ये function याद रखना है सबको. ABA, that is abscisic acid, is an inhibitory hormone. It inhibits the growth and leads to wilting of the leaves. Okay, shrinking due to water loss. Overall, this will also prevent germination of seeds. So, abscisic acid is important because अब देखो जैसे abscisic acid क्या कर रहा है? ये seed को germinate होने नहीं दे रहा है. It is arresting the cell or the seed in a dormant phase. Okay, in a inactive dormant phase. यहाँ पे ये germinate नहीं हो पाएगा seed. ये क्यों जरूरी है? The seed should be completely mature and ready for germination. Okay? अगर seed पूरा mature नहीं है, then how will it germinate? How will it grow into a healthy plant? First, the seed should get ready with all the necessary structures. सही है? And once it is completely ready, it is mature, now it should germinate. So abscisic acid will maintain the seeds in dormant condition. So this is also very important. Clear? So what is the function of abscisic acid? It inhibits growth and leads to wilting of leaves. Now again, wilting of leaves. Okay? ये कैसे काम में आएगा? अब देखो. Suppose if you have any plant which is facing water stress. Okay? That means there is scarcity of water. Water is not available in enough amounts. तो इस केस में क्या करना पड़ेगा? प्लांट को तो पानी बचाना पड़ेगा. Yes, and we have studied that majority of water loss which occurs by the plant, सही है? This is through transpiration. This will occur through the stomatal openings which are mainly present on the leaf surface. अब आप ही सोचो, अगर पानी अवेलेबल नहीं है तो ट्रांसपीरेशन तो नहीं होना चाहिए ना, राइट? वाटर लॉस नहीं होना चाहिए. तो क्या किया जाएगा? एब्सिसिक एसिड विल क्लोज द स्टोमेटा. क्या किया जाएगा? एब्सिसिक एसिड विल ब्रिंग अबाउट सम चेंजेस and close the stomata. If the stomatal pore is closed, transpiration will not occur, water loss will not occur, and this is how abscisic acid helps the plant to survive in stressful conditions. And that is why abscisic acid is also known as stress hormone. Okay? Add it in your notes. Abscisic acid is also known as stress hormone in plants because it minimizes or reduces the water loss in water stressful condition, in drought-like conditions. Okay? So function में क्या क्या लिखना है? Abscisic acid inhibits growth, it leads to wilting of leaves, and it leads to closure of stomata, which minimizes the water loss during drought-like conditions. Clear? Very good. It will also lead to abscission of leaves, okay, falling or shedding of older leaves. So now, let's try to recollect whatever information we have understood so far regarding the plant hormones. कितने hormones पढ़े हैं हमने? 4. Auxin, gibberellins, cytokinin and abscisic acid. ठीक है? चलो अब एक एक करके क्या क्या पढ़ा एक बार देख लेते हैं. First, number 1, we have auxin. It helps in growth of shoot and it helps the cells of the shoot to grow longer. Also, auxin promotes root formation. Auxin will promote phototropism, bending of the shoot towards the light source. Okay, so what is the main function? It helps in cell elongation in the shoot. Second, we have gibberellins. It helps in growth of the stem. Again, it will lead to increase in the length of internodes. Third, cytokinins. Cytokinin will promote cell division in plants. And fourth, we have abscisic acid, that is ABA, which inhibits the growth, leads to wilting of leaves and is the stress hormone. It is the stress hormone because it basically helps the plant to survive in stressful conditions. Okay, इसको stress hormone क्यों बोलेंगे? It will help the plant to survive in stressful conditions like scarcity of water. So in such scenarios, it will minimize the transpiratory losses by closing the stomatal pores. Okay, now चलो इस क्वेश्चन का जवाब बताओ सब लोग. Are all hormones promoting growth? Yes or no? 4 hormones हमने पढ़े हैं. Okay, auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin and abscisic acid. Now try to answer. Are all hormones promoting growth? Yes everyone, चलो जल्दी से बताओ. क्या सारे hormones growth promoting है क्या? चलो जल्दी से बताओ. Yes or no? Are all hormones promoting growth? चलो फंक्शन है आपके सामने. Yes प्रांजलि, come on, look at all these functions. क्या सारे hormones growth promoting है? देखो क्वेश्चन भी देखो. Are all hormones promoting growth? Okay, auxin is promoting growth. Gibberellins promoting growth. Cytokinin promoting growth. But what about abscisic acid? ये देखो सामने लिखा है ना, it is inhibiting growth. Inhibit करना इसका मतलब क्या करना? Stop करना, कम करना. सही है? It is basically inhibiting, that means stopping the growth of the plant. हाँ, very very good. अब सही है आंसर. Abscisic acid is not growth promoting, right? So question क्या पूछा था? Are all hormones growth promoting? Answer will be no. All are not growth promoting. ABA, that is abscisic acid, is not promoting growth. Okay? No. देखो आंसर आ गया. सही है? Abscisic acid नहीं है ना? चलो अब हम इसको समराइज करते हैं. Auxin, gibberellins and cytokinin, ये जो तीनों hormones है, these are growth promoters. They lead to growth of the plant. And the last hormone, that is abscisic acid, this is a growth inhibitor. It will stop the growth of plant. Okay? Very very good. Okay, now add one more hormone. Okay, जो textbook में आपको नहीं दिया है, but definitely we have to know about it. Okay, that is ethylene. कौन सा hormone है हमारे पास? Ethylene. This is the only gaseous hormone. ये कौन सा hormone है? Only gaseous hormone. Just wait. It is the only gaseous hormone. Clear everyone? Okay. And very important. Okay, इसके बहुत सारे roles हैं, but it is well known for fruit ripening. It is well known for fruit ripening. Okay. So if you have any ripened fruit, पूरा पका हुआ कोई fruit है, and if you keep it along with some other raw fruits, you will see these raw fruits start ripening faster. ये क्यों होता है? Because the already ripened fruit, पका हुआ जो फल होता है, this has a lot of ethylene, and ethylene which is released, okay, as it is a gas, it will be released, it will be diffusing, and other raw fruits will come in contact with ethylene. Are you getting the point, everyone? Okay, so आगे देखते हैं. Okay, let us see some more examples. Okay, tropic movements के कुछ और examples देख लेते हैं. Now here you can see pea plant showing this coil like structure. ये दिख रहा है, ऐसा pea plant में होता है ना, ये देखो डायग्राम में सब लोग, ये ऐसे coiled structure जो है, this is a tendril. Okay, also here next diagram जो है, here also you can see a grapevine, right? The plant which is showing tendril. See this. Can you see here? ये देखो, ये भी एक tendril है. Coiled, thin, delicate structures which help the plants to cling and to get support, right? Yes, as they have very delicate stem, they need support. So this coiled structure, tendril, will help in the clinging. Okay, so let's see one by one. Let's try to understand why does the tendril entwine, that means twist or wind around the object. So if you have any support, okay, if you let's say have a stick, and if there is any plant with a weak stem, like let's say a pea plant, okay, or a grapevine which is growing close to any support like a stick, then you will see these tendrils will like entwine, that is twist around the support. तो ये इसका मैकेनिज्म क्या है, ये कैसे होता है? ओके, सो लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. टेंड्रिल्स आर सेंसिटिव टू टच. तो यहाँ पे स्टिम्युलस क्या हो गया? टच. स्टिम्युलस क्या हो गया? टच. ओके, सो इस डायग्राम को अच्छे से ऑब्जर्व करो. हियर यू कैन सी अ प्लांट विथ वेरी वीक स्टेम. It is growing out again a thin delicate structure which will entwine in this support. ये जो support है, ये जो stick है, ये tendril क्या करेगा? पूरा ऐसे twist करेगा, सही है, गोल गोल twist करेगा and support will be gained. So when the small tendrils, okay, the delicate structures, when they come in contact with any object, like here the object will be this stick, the portion of the tendril which comes in contact becomes sluggish. That means it will grow slow. Whereas growth is faster in other parts. Okay, तो just imagine करना है आपको कि हमारे पास एक ऐसा सपोर्ट है, जैसे ये एक सपोर्ट है. ओके, सबको समझना है अच्छे से. एक सपोर्ट है और एक टेंड्रिल है. क्या है? एक टेंड्रिल है. And this tendril basically came in contact with the support. So ये जो point है, this is in contact with the support. So what will happen everyone? यहाँ पे growth कम होगा. और जो दूसरा पार्ट है, जैसे ये देखो, ये सपोर्ट है, ये टेंड्रिल है, ये कांटेक्ट में है और ये वाला पार्ट कांटेक्ट में नहीं है, ये फास्ट ग्रो करेगा और ये थोड़ा स्लगिश है, थोड़ा कम ग्रो करेगा. तो क्या हो जाएगा? स्लोली दिस विल कर्ल अराउंड द सपोर्ट, मोर ग्रोथ ऑन द आउटर साइड, और जो पार्ट टच होता है टू द सपोर्ट, this will grow slowly. So this will lead to curling of the tendril slowly. समझ में आया? So your stimulus is touch. What is the stimulus? Touch. When tendrils come in contact with any object like a stick, then the portion of the tendril which is in contact will grow slowly. It will become sluggish, lazy, right? And growth will be faster in the other part. So it will entwine like this. Okay, ये देखो डायग्राम में दिख रहा है सबको. Yes, so this causes the tendril to entwine itself around the object and thus cling, okay, gain support from the object. Is it clear? Now observe this diagram carefully. Can you see how the tendril is moving and curling around the support? Okay? ये देखो ऐसे ही फिर coiled structure बनता है. Very good. अभी तक हमने जो भी पढ़ा है सबको क्लियर है? जल्दी से चैट बॉक्स में बताओ. Everyone, is it clear? Yes, roles of all the hormones. Okay, तो 5 hormones है, इतना याद रखना है. टेक्स्ट बुक में 4 ही दिए पर टोटल 5 है. Auxin, gibberellin, next cytokinin, abscisic acid, and the 5th one is ethylene. Very, very good. Yes. चलो अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now so far we have studied control and coordination in plants. What about animals? Especially we are interested more in human beings, right? Yes. So now let's move on to the animals. Mainly we will study the systems, okay, mainly the nervous system and the hormonal system in human beings, which help in control and coordination of different mechanisms, different activities of our body. Okay. So what is the topic? Coordination in human beings, okay, which is controlled by 2 separate mechanisms. Let's see the mechanisms first. First type of control is nervous control. पहला कौन सा है? Nervous control. So here nervous system will be involved. Second, we have the chemical control. So chemical control मतलब यहाँ पे कौन involve होगा? Hormones, right? The chemical messenger which are secreted by specific glands and they basically promote or inhibit different activities going on in our body. Okay. So from now we will start with the nervous control and then we will study the chemical control, all the important hormones in our body. So let us first see the nervous control. So the human nervous system, it consists of different parts. Okay. So यहाँ पे एक एक करके अभी हमें ये समझना है. First, it has brain, right? Very obvious. Our brain is part of nervous system. Second, we have the spinal cord. दिख रहा है सबको? First, brain. Second part, spinal cord. And third will be nerves. ये 3 पॉइंट पहले याद रखने हैं सबको. Our nervous system consists of 3 main parts: brain, spinal cord, and the nerves which are spreaded throughout the body. Okay, so let's start with the nervous system in humans. So nervous system is a system that controls all the activities of the body, right? This is again one of the very, very important systems in our body which control and help in coordination between different activities of the body. Okay? Our brain is part of nervous system, right? So, अब यहाँ से बहुत ही important part start हो रहा है, ध्यान देना है सबको अच्छे से. Nervous system can be divided into 3 parts. Okay? पूरी system की हम बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. Human nervous system can be divided into 3 parts. What are the 3 parts? First, CNS, Central Nervous System. पहला कौन सा part है? Central Nervous System. Second, PNS, Peripheral Nervous System. And third, we have the ANS, that is Autonomic Nervous System. पहले ये तीनों नाम याद करने हैं सबको. Nervous System के 3 पार्ट्स है. कौन से 3 पार्ट्स है? देखो जल्दी से. We have the Central Nervous System, CNS. Next, Peripheral Nervous System, that is PNS. And next, the Autonomic Nervous System, that is ANS. याद रहेगा? Central Nervous System, Peripheral Nervous System and Autonomic Nervous System. अब ये टाइप्स हमने कैसे बनाए? ओके, एक एक करके समझते हैं. So, here you can see again a human body जहाँ पे सारे systems है. सही है? CNS, PNS and ANS. अब इसमें से हम सिर्फ अगर जो हमारा central system है, okay, right in the middle of the body, like vertically in the center, सही है? Which will have our brain and स्पाइनल कॉर्ड. यहाँ पे दो ही चीजें इंक्लूडेड है. आर सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम हैज टू पार्ट्स. फर्स्ट you can see the brain and second the spinal cord. Brain is basically present inside our skull, inside our cranium. Cranium is the protective bony structure which is surrounding the brain. Okay. Also the tube like spinal cord is also surrounded and protected by the bony vertebral column. Okay, vertebral column is our backbone. So सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम के दो पार्ट्स है, ब्रेन एंड स्पाइनल कॉर्ड. क्लियर. चलो आगे देखते हैं इसके फंक्शन क्या है. इट रेगुलेट्स all the activities of the body, right? This is the most important part of nervous system. It contains brain and spinal cord, so obviously it will be very important. It will regulate all the activities of the body. ठीक. रेगुलेट करना मतलब कंट्रोल करना. अब दूसरा देख लेते हैं, पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम. ओके, यस, वापस एक बार देखो, ये ह्यूमन बॉडी में सारे सिस्टम्स है. ठीक है, तो एक हमारा हो गया सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम, ब्रेन एंड स्पाइनल कॉर्ड. अब दूसरा हम स्टार्ट करेंगे पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम. कौन सा है? पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम. ये देखो, दिख रहा है. अब देखो हमारे पूरे बॉडी में ऐसा एक नेटवर्क फैला हुआ है. सही है, नेटवर्क ऑफ नर्व्स, नेटवर्क ऑफ नर्व्स विच कनेक्ट different body parts to the brain and spinal cord. So this will be our peripheral nervous system. देखो हमारे बॉडी के एग्जैक्ट वर्टिकली सेंटर में जो सिस्टम है वो हमारा सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम है, और जो पेरिफेरल है मतलब बाकी बॉडी में जो स्प्रेड है नर्व्स, these will form the peripheral nervous system. Okay, so all the nerves present in the periphery of the body, these will form the peripheral nervous system. So it is the network of nerves spreaded throughout our body. ठीक है, it connects all the body parts to the central nervous system. Okay, like our muscles, our different body organs are connected to the brain or the spinal cord with the help of peripheral nervous system. समझ में आया? नहीं तो मैसेज किससे पहुंचेगा? सही है, राइट? दिस ब्रेन से यहाँ पे inside our skull, inside our cranium. How does our brain know what is going on in our legs or in our hands or in our heart? How does it know? Because we have the peripheral nervous system. This contains nerves which are spreaded all throughout the body. They connect different body parts to the brain and spinal cord. And brain and spinal cord means the central nervous system. Is it clear? चलो अब आगे देखते हैं. तीसरा टाइप कौन सा है हमारा? ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम. थर्ड टाइप कौन सा है? ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम. ओके, अब ये देखो, अगेन इट इज ऑल्सो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इन डिफरेंट पार्ट्स. दिस ऑल्सो कंटेन्स सम स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ nerve. Okay, the fibers which will connect some of the important body parts to the central nervous system. Okay, so here again you can see nerves which are present in the involuntary organs. Okay, involuntary organs like the heart, stomach and lungs. सबसे पहले involuntary क्या होता है? Yes, any activity. Okay, like here involuntary organ मतलब, अब देखो, अगर ऐसी कोई भी एक्टिविटी है जो हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है, हम डिसीजन ही नहीं ले सकते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हार्ट, वेदर द हार्ट शुड बीट और नॉट, क्या ये हमारे डिसीजन में है? क्या ये हम डिसाइड कर सकते वेदर हार्ट शुड बीट और नॉट? और वेदर द स्टमक शुड चर्न द फूड और नॉट? नो, दिस इज नॉट इन आवर कंट्रोल. So whatever is not under our will, whatever is not in our control is involuntary. So the activities of heart, stomach, lungs, okay, these involuntary organs is due to the activity of autonomic nervous system. क्या ये सबको समझ में आया है? Right? So the human nervous system, it has three parts: What are the three parts? Central nervous system, next the peripheral nervous system, and third the autonomic nervous system. Central nervous system consists of brain and the spinal cord. Second, the peripheral nervous system contains all the nerves which are spread throughout the body. They connect different body parts to our central nervous system, that is brain and spinal cord. And third, we have the autonomic nervous system, which basically is present connected to the involuntary organs like heart, stomach and lungs. Involuntary organs का मतलब क्या होता है? इनकी एक्टिविटी हमारे कंट्रोल में तो नहीं है, सही है, वो अपने आप काम करेंगे and they are connected again to the central system. क्या इतना सबको क्लियर है? Okay, so in upcoming lecture we will basically discuss the structure of brain. We will study first the structure of neuron, the nerve cell. Then we will study the structure of brain, spinal cord, how these systems work. Okay, a little bit about peripheral and autonomic nervous system. And then the last topic will be the chemical control. That is, we will study some of the important hormones which are produced in human body and what are their functions. Clear? तो आज के क्लास में हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा है? We have completed the plant movements, growth independent and growth dependent movements. Second, we started with the human control and coordination, wherein we have seen there are two important systems, two types of control, nervous control and chemical control. We started with the nervous control and we have simply seen what are the three parts of human nervous system, CNS, PNS and ANS. Okay, so in upcoming lectures we will discuss about all these types of nervous systems in detail. Okay, so let's stop here for today. I hope आज हमने जो जो पढ़ा है सबको क्लियर है, सबको टेक्स्ट बुक में से अच्छे से पढ़ना है, समझना है, ठीक है? Let's meet in the next session. Okay, bye everyone, take care.